Good morning. Welcome back. It's now 7 minutes past 7 a.m. Let's do this. It's people and politics. You know, that is what I love doing most. Let's talk about politics. First of all, let me introduce my guest once again. Of course, Wafula Mutacho is the Ford Kenya chairperson, Trans Nzoia County. He's also an entrepreneur. He's a politician. He's a man who wears so many hats at the same time. And a lot of analysis that we've discussed here on set, all of them have actually come to pass. So yesterday night when we were having a banter, I told him, why don't we just call you Prophet Wafula? You know, Western is known for so many things, right?
We have
Jehovah. Wafula, Jehovah Mutacho, you know, Prophet Mutacho. I mean, we have so many.
Yes, of Tungarene.
Exactly.
Yes, of Kitale.
Exactly.
And you know, we had Elijah Namema, who was also a prophet. You know, you've forgotten that.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Karibu sana. And of course, Dr. Richard Bosire is a lecturer of political science.
Ambassador, you know, is a permanent.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, take that again. Take that again.
I'm saying ambassador is a permanent title.
Right.
You don't take it in, remove it.
Ambassador
It should
Dr.
stick. Yeah.
Richard Bosire. Yeah. He's a lecturer of at the University of Nairobi.
I'm also an elder of the church, so
elder
that
of the church.
A prophet knows the connection.
He's also chair of UASU. UASU is the university's academic staff union. Dr. Welcome to the program, Ambassador.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good to have you as well.
Thank you.
Let me start where I should. And let me quote what you said, Dr. that the government prioritizes things that will not help this country move forward. There is money to build houses, but no money for education. That is UASU Chair Dr. Richard Bosire. This also 19th of September. I quote you.
Yes. That's come to pass also. I think I'm also a prophet.
Okay.
Yeah. What we see in the country, you know, is unbelievable. That all universities have shut down because of government failing to honor a CBA, a signed CBA, a registered CBA with the Labor Relations Court, I mean the Employment and Labor Relations Court, and which is actually has the force of law, and government has not implemented. They have partially implemented the CBA 2021-2025, but university workers are out because our demands were only three, mainly three.
One
is implementation of the second phase of the 2021-2025 CBA, which had a 2.73 billion cost to implement, which actually government has already implemented. But there is an older one, 2017-2021, with 7.9 billion, which government has said nothing about. When you pay debt, you pay first old debts. You cannot pay. And spoke and said this business of paying arrears should stop, and therefore we should negotiate CBAs and register CBAs before the beginning of the CBA period. We should have registered by end of June 2025, which has already passed. We gave them, the government, our proposal in February this year, and up to now, nothing has happened. No response, not even a letter from the ministry. No negotiations have started. And it's amazing that, or shocking, that the minister, the CS Education, comes on air and says they have met our demands, we should go back to work. I mean, what is he talking about? He only did an appetizer. The 2.7 billion was an appetizer. Members were getting little money out of that. The public might think it's a lot of money, but members were being paid 30,000, 40,000 for that period. And we have almost three times what they have already paid. Remaining. Government should seriously address this matter. Once these matters are addressed, then there will be no reason why the strike should be on. It will be called off. Government should move with speed, and ensure that these demands are met. There is a lot of money that they are spending on building houses and other things, so they can put that money in education. And, you know, thinking widely, the education system should be the priority of this country. A country that does not prioritize education, even families that did not prioritize education. We have neighbors. Yeah. We have been to school. Those of us who went to school, our mothers, our fathers sacrificed and took us to school. There is a difference. You can see a difference in terms of growth and development of such families. We don't need examples as a country. We know that that is the best way for our future and for our children.
Okay.
So, I mean, government should prioritize education, provide sufficient resources. In fact, I would say equalize access to university funding by our students. This thing of saying some students are more richer than others. Students are never rich or poor. They are all equal. If their parents have advantages, we cannot say, or disadvantages, we cannot say the students actually are poor and others are rich. Let us treat our students as students, treat them equally, and let them, government sponsor all of them like we used to be during our time. Access to food, give the students food, give them the loans, let them repay the loans after they finish school, and they should learn knowing that the country is equal. People are equal. Not that the rich will be able to go to universities abroad, they would be able to live better lives at university when the children of the poor are walking in slippers.
Okay.
At the universities, let them equalize.
Let me bring in Wafula here. And even as I bring you, university students also threaten to go on strike. And they're asking the government, they are threatening to join the university lecturers to protest if the government does not settle salary arrears and allowances. Remember, we have got first years who just joined 2-3 weeks ago, and they have not even done their induction, and here you are with strikes. University of Moi University, some of the students who are taking medicine say they would stay in campus for close to 6-7 years, even more.
Nine. They said 9 actually.
That's unfair.
You see, that is me. If I may comment on students, we are ready. Lecturers, actually, this is not about lecturers alone. It's all university workers are on strike.
Thank you. Let's bring in Wafula. Wafula, you've heard what he said, but the issue of lecturers and teachers strike across the country is not a new phenomenon to us.
I don't know how I can chip in, because when I remember Moi University used to do well, it used to be a very good university, a big university, but now it has collapsed. And when I compare the public and private universities, you can see that the private universities are doing well. They're making money. What is wrong with our our public universities? Because students pay, they are funded from the main exchequer, and you find that now you see lecturers are going without salaries. So many things are happening. I remember when the former Vice Chancellor of KU was there, he directed a lot of money in constructions. He built so many, even some unnecessary buildings. He put up so many buildings and opened up so many campuses. Those money were coming from where? Now the university has no money. What is wrong? Students are paying. So there is some disconnect. Somebody hinted me that sometimes there is an outside hand that gets into university accounts. That's why the universities are collapsing. I don't know, Prof.
I mean, I could say something, Victor, on that respect. The problem is government has continually or continuously or gradually reduced the amount of money that go to universities. For example, the University of Nairobi, for instance, used to receive a capitation of about, let's say, 600 million. And the budget is 800 million plus. So the university could meet the difference. As we speak, the university receives 150 million Kenya shillings to meet a budget of 800 million per month. So the money that used to they used to build those things, it's now been taken to pay salaries. Universities are suffering. The funding model is not working. The new funding model is not working. Another thing, government has actually to increase funding for universities, for universities to stay afloat. Universities cannot be there just struggling to pay salaries only. Others cannot even manage to pay those salaries. So what happens to programs? Buying reagents, equipping laboratories, and refurbishing classrooms and all that, and numbers have gone up, building new lecture halls and all that. But government actually turns a blind eye. What government does is increase the number of students. Like now, I saw 1,000 students to the School of Business, University of Nairobi. 1,000 for the first time. They used to have 500 or 450. Multiplied by 2. Where is the infrastructure? I mean, are we really serious? And I'm sure the minister knows that they have admitted such huge numbers of students, even to smaller universities or younger universities. And without proper financing, what kind of education are we receiving?
What was the target, Dr. Because the government released 2.5 billion?
2.7, yeah, but, you know, it was 2.73 billion.
What was, I guess, the target of?
If you add, you can do the math, 7.9 plus 2.7 is 10.6.
So you wanted this money in lump sum?
How else? When someone owes you, do you tell them, pay me half, pay me quarter? And it's a court order. It's a court order that pay this amount. So, why can't they pay?
Is there any negotiation going on?
There are no negotiations. Which negotiations? There is no negotiation. They said they are going to SRC to give us beacons by tomorrow. And once they give us beacons, I don't know if it's today or tomorrow, beacons for negotiation of the 2025-2029 CBA. But they have not given us a counter offer. This is how it works for the public to know. Once we do our proposal, excuse me, we send it to the ministry. Then we say, this is what we want. The ministry looks at it and then also says, this is what we can afford. That forms the basis of our negotiations. They have not even given us a counter offer. That theirs is called a counter offer. They have not done it. How do you negotiate? I heard the minister saying that negotiation talks are going on. Which talks?
Okay. As the university lecturers and workers, you want the money paid in lump sum.
There's no other way.
There's no other way.
Yeah, there's no other way.
And if the government gave you a counter offer, which one would you accept?
You see, a counter offer is on the 2025-2029 CBA, which is supposed to be negotiated. But the 2017-2021 CBA, 7.9 billion, is supposed to have been paid many years ago. So it is a debt that they have to pay. Those are arrears accrued for during that CBA of 2017-2021. Now, anybody looking at this, what is wrong? What is going on here? Government has to respond to this. Does government lack money? 7.9 billion? When we see empowerment meetings across the country, even the CS himself attending these empowerment meetings, why can't they come and empower us? And we continue working. This empowerment is working and promoting the future of this country.
Well, there is a lot happening in the country, and based on what you hear Dr. is saying, it is going to paralyze education further, because when you hear the bargaining agreement going back to 2017, 2020? 2021.
5 years, 2017, 2020.
Okay. So it means that the education system in the country is facing some teething problems, if I would say it.
To me, I think the disconnect is coming from the Minister of Education. I think the allocation or the priorities are not touching to what basic necessities of the education, especially like now universities, the lecturers and the students' accommodation maybe, and all these things, captations. And also, like last time I said, the interest, the government, the ministry could allocate money to a dead school, a school which is not existing. It has been there, and you've aired here several times. So these are the priorities. I think we have some crooked people in the Ministry of Education, just like Afi House before.
Yeah.
You know, people are talking about
Even
Afi
now,
House.
Afi House has a problem.
Yeah, people have been talking about mafia in Afi House, but they have forgotten about mafia in education, Jugo House. So these are the people who allocate money to projects or schools which are not existing. They allocate money where they have some interest. So they leave the core issue of education. That is where the disconnect comes in.
Yeah.
So far we have not had a ruthless, a strong, firm Minister of Education who can propel and champion education. When he makes the budget, a request in the budget, he makes the request including payment of the university's money that they owe the university. But now you see, they allocate money where they know very well that here, when we allocate this money, we are bound to get some harvest, a bump harvest in this budget. That is the problem we are facing in this country.
Great. Doctor, who is the custodian of the CBA? The Ministry of Education, the government of Kenya, or the minister in office?
You see, we negotiate with agencies of the Ministry of Education. Agencies means we have what we call IPCU-CCF, which is inter-universities councils, because each university has a council, and the fact is that the council is the employer. But each of the universities with their councils, then the councils come together and they call themselves IPUCCF, working as an agency on behalf of the ministry.
Right.
Then we negotiate in that way with this agency on behalf of the ministry. Once we're done, the ministry takes over. But it's upon the ministry to ensure that what we have agreed upon is factored into the budget, meaning that they must work closely with the Treasury. Some of what we are talking about of these monies were even in the supplementary budget in the past, and they were not paid to us. It's the ministry that went to court protesting, and they lost the case. They did not go beyond there.
Okay.
So there is a court order. Are we saying government cannot obey the court order? It's a government. Actually, government is actually it's government. You could look at the government as you know, as a one animal with mouth, legs, and all that. The ministry is actually the main one, but they have to talk together upwards.
Okay.
The president, of course, the buck stops with the president because he's the head of state and government. So he's the head of government.
Okay. A quick question. So what counter offer would make you go back to class if the government doesn't give the entire amount that you are demanding?
You see,
what's the bare minimum?
I've said, you know, we say irreducible minimum. Irreducible minimum is government to pay 7.9 billion. It's a 2017, 2021. What shall we be waiting for? For them to finish affordable housing or what? It is actually that is irreducible minimum. Let them pay. It's not a lot of money, and actually the cost.
That is that you're having a hard stand.
Not a hard stand. This is a court order. Pay workers 7.9.
When was this court order given, Doctor? Before I bring in Wafula.
It was given by the courts, I think 20. Actually, it was a series of cases.
Yes.
Some of them decided in 2020. Others more recently. And the same court, Employment Relations Court, required the government that they should pay this amount to us. So when we went, actually it came out this year, early this year. It came out early this year.
Yes.
So we are now saying, because actually they had lodged some case in appeal, Court of Appeal, which they did not follow up. And the period lapsed. And they are told, pay. Because you can't go to the Court of Appeal just to stop a process. And these are government tactics. Government has been using tactics to go to court in order to stop legitimate processes, legal processes that are going on.
Okay.
Like now, our demand is actually for that money to be paid. You have not heard, Victor, government saying there is anything wrong with the demand. Nobody has said there is anything wrong because they know there is there are documents to that effect. The thing is, they should pay, and they're not saying they're not paying. And we will not negotiate how much they should pay. Let them pay the full amount.
Wafula wants to say something here.
Yeah, you know, Prof, Ambassador, Actually, it's, he has a very good stand that the government must pay now for the lecturers to go back. But I don't think, unless it is budgeted with the ministry to pay this crude amount of money, I don't think if they'll have to pay it right now.
Then we shall wait for so long. We shall be out. Actually, we shall be out for so long.
So to me, and you know, even students are planning to go for a strike because they are staying in Nairobi, in the universities. It's very expensive, and they are not having education. So that one is also another challenge. That I think somebody who is more than the minister should intervene. Somebody who is more than a minister of education should intervene, because right now I know very well there is no budget to pay this group of money totaling to 10 billion.
No, they have already paid 2.7. So we're waiting for the 7.9.
7. Yeah, now, do you think they can pay within this time?
How much tax? How much tax do we pay?
No, you know the taxes.
Education has to be priority. That is the argument. If they prioritize education and they love our children, you know, just a moment, they love our children and they want our children to get the education. We are not oblivious. Not that we're blind about our students. We are the people who stay with these students the longest. And we know that we had already started programs. I started teaching, 2 weeks teaching, and we have stopped it. Our students, we love them. Our children, imagine we have our own students in our public universities.
You know, Ambassador, I respect you.
Yeah, but
in this case, you know how the budget is done.
It's not about the budget.
It is about the budget.
Victor,
you cannot just take money from different entities.
2017 to money owed in 2017, where have they
budgeted? Debt of education. No, there is a budget for a Minister of Education for this financial year, and you know that, Prof.
I know.
Now you cannot just take money from agriculture and then divert it to education. You cannot take money from Minister of Health.
That's not what we're saying.
Meant for
Victor, I wish you give me time. Because we are going the wrong side. We don't plan for the Ministry of Education. The Ministry of Education plans itself. This is a date of 2017-2021. You want to tell me that we should go and tell them, now budget. They don't want to pay their debts. They should pay
now. That is what I'm saying. You are very much correct, Prof. They don't want to pay your debt. Who has that problem of not considering your debt? It is the ministry.
It's true.
It is a ministry. So that is why I said we need to have a strong minister who can consider all these things, backlogging all the debt and putting into the next financial
I want us to take a break.
Budget.
I want us to take a break. Dr. Ambassador, so there is no money, no classwork.
I mean, you see, this is how these things work.
I want to take a break. No money, no lectures.
No money, no payment to not lecturers actually alone, to university workers. We're all out. If this money is not paid, we're not to go to class. If it is paid, today, tomorrow we're in class.
You have to reconsider. Freshers need to have.
How many months Prof has missed the salary? How many months? How many months have you missed the salary?
Let's take a break.
I don't. I mean, you know, you're asking extraneous issues.
Let's take a break. Freshers need to have the induction, and
they did. Actually, they did all the induction. We had started teaching. We had taught them 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
Right back. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. Now, let's shift gears and talk about what we need to. Daktari, I'll read some of the questions later on with regards to what we just discussed. I've received 2 questions here with regards to the lecturer strike. I'll read that later on. But let's come back, gentlemen. Of course, welcome to the cup of coffee. This is a breakfast show, so all of us need to enjoy ours. Cheers to the show.
Do we say cheers to tea?
No. And there's no accompaniment.
There's tutakula after this.
Okay.
Yeah. Karibu sana. Thank you. So this is what happens. Gentlemen, the 2027 election is fast approaching, and all of us have been here. Daktari, many politicians have passed through your hand, rightly so, and you're proud of that. You know what happens. Let's talk about the political undercurrents, what we are hearing, what we are seeing, who is having coffee with who met a friend where, who just shook hands with somebody there. What are some of the political undercurrents and underdealings and the secrets that the common mwananchi doesn't understand and we are about to experience?
What I would say, Victor, people are positioning themselves for, or politicians are positioning themselves for 2027 elections.
Yes.
And this is in order. It happens all the time. Whether with the political parties, they are now building the vehicles, they call political parties vehicles to run on. And unfortunately, politicians seem not to appreciate that political parties are essential elements of a democracy. That is not like a matatu. You board, you reach your destination, you abandon it. Because it's supposed to carry the ideologies, the values, the principles. That is where training takes place.
Yes.
That we inculcate these values, that when you govern, then you already have these values within you. Unfortunately, some people think that every election cycle, you create parties, you create new ones and all that, such that they have actually affected our democratic progress. But having said that, there's nothing wrong they're doing. Starting a political party is okay, but we should have a commitment to building parties. Of course, we have had this, that DCP has had a complaint, and other parties, there is gesturing for supremacy, as it were, because most politicians want to control their political parties and also control regions where these parties are. And that is unfortunate, because the Constitution provides an opportunity or the right to every politician, to every person in this country, to choose a party where they can, which they belong to, and also to campaign across the country. One cannot say this region is mine, another region is yours, another region is yours. Balkanizing the country in that way is a dangerous road to walk. So we are seeing all these things happening because politicians, being as selfish as they are, they want to ring-fence certain areas for themselves. I would give an example.
Yeah.
Two political parties last weekend, or last week, had their NDCs, their National Delegates Conferences. That was Mother Karua's Jubilee, and Mother Karua's...
the new party is...
you know, Mother Karua's, the party headed by Mother Karua. It's not, can say it's not her party, but a party headed by Mother Karua. Now, on the same day, some politicians chose which one to attend, and both of them are from Mount Kenya. But you can see arrows being shot to one direction and not the other. That is you know, blaming Jubilee, for instance, that Jubilee is working with UDA, and the other side also saying, Jubilee saying, oh, DCP is working with UDA, and nothing can be further from the truth. This is about, for me, from where I sit, it's about smearing, intended to ring-fence the region for each, by each of these groups. However, I think competition is important, and competition in politics is really a basic virtue. Political parties should compete. Yeah. And I would think that DCP is a bit scared, and too early scared, about Jubilee, perhaps hiving some of the cake or control, taking some control of the Mulima, as it were, Mount Kenya, because it is a very strong party, one could say. It's a strong party, it has been there, it was the ruling party. Yes. It has networks across the country. Yes. So he feels like this is an attack on my supremacy. And if you remember what we have seen Honorable Gachagua saying, he has been telling people that we kuwa na yako hapo, kuwe na Wakamba pale, kuwe na Muluya hapo, Mukisia kuwe na yake, then we come and talk. That is not how our country should operate in the 21st century.
I want to bring in Wafula, but when you look at the front page of the Star, Umwami, what's on the front page of the Star? Perhaps let me just do it for the sake of... the front page of the Star also gives us some breakdown here. 24 counties, the weak link in Gachagua-Kalonzo axis, okay? And the Star has really, well, given us the numbers at stake in 2027. Mombasa leading with 641, okay? Not necessarily going through the whole figure. But when you listen to how the political undercurrents is being played out right now, there is an aspect of numbers, which is always the key factor in any political circle that we are in the country. And again, the regional balance, the regional fights, who is going to be the deputy president, who is going to be the flag bearer, and so much more. What would you say when it comes to the political undercurrents as we head towards the polls?
Victor, right now, as we see it, the government mode is in campaign.
Yes.
Already campaign mode has taken stage. And I think we will not concentrate so much on most of the development of this country, no. And we believe, like us in Luya, we say that once you show the cow the knife to slaughter it, that cow will become rowdy. And of course,
it can kill you.
It can kill you. And of course, you can see right now when Gachagua and the other team started showing fingers to the sitting president, you can see now the team of the president are working out day and night to ensure that the opposition scrambles. That is the main issue, the main agenda. How do the opposition scramble? I will take an example like us in Western. Since independence, and I'm sorry to say this here, since independence we've been used because of our number. The Mount Kenya, Mzee Jomo Kenyatta feared Western because of the Luya nation, because of numbers. Now the only thing that he could do was to make sure that he divided the Western region, divided the Kakamega region and the Bungoma region into two. And with that one, the vote is divided and you cannot have a strong candidate. Came Moi. Moi said Fuatanyai. We didn't know about Fuatanyai. So when I was doing my research, I'm an investigator by profession, I find that it was Fuatanyayo of maintaining the divide and rule of Kenyatta in Western. That was the Fuatanyayo. Victor, this is something, it's mathematical. This is mathematical. So this thing has come all over. I think the person who did not do that, Kibaki reversed the equation and dealt with the Bungoma region, the Bukusu, and the Kakamega region went with the Raila. You can see that. Now the only person who has decided to bring the Western as a bloc is the President Ruto, who took a little of Western, I mean Kakamega region and Bungoma region, a little of it, I think a portion of almost a half of it. So with that one, right now people are in alignment. The government where it sits right now, and I know very well, the president knows that the mountain is almost gone. And this is a fact, Victor. Prof, this one is a fact.
Yeah.
The mountain is 80% gone.
More than that. 90.
No, I'm giving you this figure because I'm an investigator, I'm an intelligent person.
I saw the
80%.
Opinion polls.
No, leave alone the opinion. Me, I'm talking at my level. 80% is almost gone. Now, the think tank of the president must sit down and see how will we do or work out on this 80% which is gone and scramble it. Because if it remains as a block, it's a force. So coming in, the way Secretary General of Jubilee said that I can give you date, time and place where the president made so and so. This thing is, politics has no enmity. Gachagua can meet the president, can talk in camera, can talk. President Ruto went to Uhuru's home. You saw it.
Yeah.
You covered it. When people were sitting here thinking that the president and the former president cannot see eye to eye, he went to former president's home and took tea.
You talked about divided rule. Can that really apply right now? I'm asking that question, Dr. and two gentlemen, because last week Jubilee had their SNDC, all right? I think that was the third one in 2-3 years. And a lot were expected. And when the former president spoke, everything just blew out of proportion. Like, oh, finally he's spoken. And now we have got Gachagua, who has insistently and consistently fought for that grip of Mount Kenya. He's talked about divide and rule. What do you think he's saying? I don't know how we can speak
divide and rule was brought by the colonialists.
Yeah.
And it seems that people are still reading from the script of the colonialist. Why should we divide and rule? Why can't we sell?
It's beneficial.
No, sell, to who? To the country? It's not beneficial to the country. But does it mean if you have something to sell, you can only sell it by invoking the name of a tribe, the name of some sectarian name or something, divide, then you'll be able to sell yours? You can sell across the country. If people reject you, they reject you. Now, divide and rule. People also make choices, but divide and rule is a bad thing. And it's propagated by all the politicians. From the local, then you would end up with a clan. The clan, you are propping people from your clan to support people from your clan. Up to the national level, it goes to tribal and all that. We must now live in a democratic society where everyone has an equal chance to the presidency, to rule this country. You cannot say you are too small to rule the country, or I have to have an alliance with the big ones in order to rule. Can't we now play the game differently? If you go to the central now, inside Mount Kenya, why should be there a problem if you have 2-3 parties in Mount Kenya? We have DP by Muturi. It's in Mount Kenya. We have UDA, also Mount Kenya. Maybe we take Kindiki with the remaining 20% or 1% or 2%. Then we have DCP, which is a new party. It doesn't have any representatives anywhere. It's a new party. Jubilee, which is an old party. What is the problem? I see no division. Let them compete internally, even when they are electing. When they are electing MPs, even if they share the MPs, but they share the common vision for the region. There is no divisions that should be there. People should accept competition and compete internally, and actually extrapolate now this competition into across the country, that politics is about competition and fair competition, selling what you have. Like you mentioned when the president spoke, he talked about what Jubilee had done, how successful Jubilee had been, their failures. In fact, I think he was fair. He said our challenges when we were in government as Jubilee were this. Then he assessed the performance of the current government in relation to performance of Jubilee. It's politics. You're trying to say we are a better option. That's what he was saying. Jubilee is a better option for the country, not for the region.
And that is politics.
And that's politics. And that is how we should do our politics.
But
and by now, branding somebody like this one is working with who, talking to another person. There's nothing wrong with people talking across the aisle. It is common politics. You can speak across. But for what reason?
Can
to keep the country going forward.
Can Wafula answer that?
You know, my friend Prof. Ambassador, politics is funny. The followers take it as enmity, the other side.
Unfortunately, it's not the followers who are talking. There is a theory we call elite theory, which actually says it is the elite who do control these things. The masses are just echoing what their leaders are saying. Which masses, who among the masses will come and say,
the problem
this
here,
is Fulani is talking to the other person?
The problem here is the masses. The way you're putting it now is the masses. Who controls the masses? These elites.
So the narrative is there.
So the problem, even as we say that forming up parties in some regions, like the way he said now DCP is scared of re-emerging of Jubilee in Central because they thought maybe they are the one who will be controlling the mountain again. Now things are turning down. It is true. And that is why I said maybe after re-emerging of Jubilee, that is when Kajagwa decided to go and see the president. Maybe, I don't know, but
it's a rumor.
That one is a rumor. That one is a rumor. But you know, I believe the secretary Jeremiah Kioni, because I've been a bit close to Jeremiah Kioni, and whatever he says, I think he speaks the truth.
And it's measured.
Yes.
Measured.
So I've never doubted Jeremiah Kioni. When Jeremiah Kioni says that they have met and I can give you place and time, I believe in him because since before I've seen him, being at least very, very straightforward on what he puts across. So in this case, Victor, give it by February next year, the mountain will be in pieces. That is
I don't believe that. Which pieces now?
What do you mean?
Because of competition among within?
I'm telling you.
Which pieces now? Tell us the name of the pieces.
Yes, I'm coming there. You know, this is my film. Prof, let me tell you. You saw the way the part leader of DCP says that one of us here
is a traitor.
If he moves out of us, he's a traitor. And he said that we have so many other wheelbarrows coming in, we branded with the different colors. When actually knowing that Jubilee is one of them. Now they are one of the opposition team.
Yeah, it's part of them.
Yes, it's part of them. It's part of the opposition team.
Yeah.
Now you can see right now Rigiji is trying to kick out Jubilee.
If I may,
so that he does not have that competition in the mountain, in the mountain and inside. And when he sit down and he sees that the former minister Matiang'i is coming with a lot of power and also another base, putting in mind the Kisii region and the followers of the former president. Who are from the mountain, he will be destabilized. Now that one is a fear already. And that is the beginning of cracking. I'm telling you.
Let me say this.
Okay.
Cracking or no cracking, I agree on the issue of competition and how it threatens those. You know, if you are threatened, I would think then you are the weaker one. Because the strong teams, when they go to play, they go with some bravado that will conquer anyway, although the game might change the other way around.
Yes.
Now, when you say someone who has
just like Newcastle and Arsenal. You know, Newcastle.
Let's not talk about Arsenal and Newcastle.
No, let us not leave it go.
Politics is not football. Now, you see, what I wanted to say is this.
Yes.
When you say one of us has left, and that's how I brought the parallel that Mother Karua is having NDC here, the NDC or SNDC, and Jubilee has 1 year. Who has left who? Who has left who? Nobody has left.
Okay.
People are positioning their parties, building their parties in preparation for the elections 2027.
So let's do this, gentlemen, because we are seeing running out of time. But then, still on the same note. So now, after the NDC, SADC of Jubilee last week, and now we have got, has the reemergence of Jubilee Party ignited a debate politically? You said that come February 2026, there'll be so many pieces in the mountain.
Yes.
Well, nationally speaking, what are we likely to see?
I thought it was my chance because he
yeah, you can
spoke,
answer that because exactly, you're right. Go ahead.
I can respond.
What are we likely to see?
I don't see pieces. If it's increased competition within regions and across the country, as a political scientist, I don't see factionalism and all that. And again, Kenya has learned its lessons in the past. During the 1990s, President Moi, using the old constitution, used to win even with that 6% of the vote. opposition share 64, one gets 20, another one 5, another one, and they lose the election. But our new dispensation, constitutional dispensation, is 50 plus 1. It's 50 plus 1.
50
Yes.
plus
So the balkanization of the country will not give anybody an advantage. Secondly, you look at Jubilee and DCP, or let me say the entire opposition. The entire opposition, for them to win, to have an opposition candidate winning, they must field a single candidate. And they keep saying that.
From which region?
From wherever. From wherever in the country.
And
they
you
must
see that happening, Prof. You know,
I'm an optimist. Personally, I'm an optimist. Hold on a second. Let me finish my thought. I am an optimist. If they don't do that...
A candidate or a running mate?
No, a candidate. I'm saying opposition must have one candidate.
Okay.
If there are many candidates...
And the running mate?
They have a problem.
And what if the dice changed?
About what?
Running mate.
No, running mates, they rebalance their politics inside their parties, inside their coalition, and sharing of positions as they usually do, and which is not palatable for this country. The way they do it is not on the basis of tribe. It should be on the basis of qualifications, professionalism, not just tribe. So at that point, they need to be together. If there is anybody then who is likely to split the opposition, is the person who starts now, 2 years to elections, starts pointing fingers at the political party that the certain political party is working with, so and so, so and so, instead of solidifying. This is a time to build cohesion among opposition. This is the time also the incumbent president also to build his base. We expect this war to continue over and over, to demolish each other, but the spirit that has been built in Kenya over a period of time to coalesce, to have one single candidate or reduce the number of candidates, to give the country an option of comparison, easy comparison. You know, when you have too many, there is no easy of comparison.
Yeah.
So then we can make a choice, Kenyans can make a choice of the best, candidate to lead the country.
Ambassador, I just want to give an example. One example that I've seen before, like in Cherenkan consistency. Cherenkan consistency since Masinde Muliro, not Masinde, Masinde Muliro left the seat. The politics in Cherenkan has been quite elusive and with a lot of quagmires. In that sometimes you can see the majority of in Kenya we vote by communities, Prof, and that one we must take into account. We are not like Tanzania. In Cherenkani, the Luyas are many. Now for the other tribe to win, we've been experiencing that they fund another candidate
from
and
another,
and another candidate
to divide the vote.
Now, when they find somebody comes and support you, we wanatosha bwana, you'll win this seat. I'm ready to sponsor you. I'm putting 2 million. Go for it. I'll give you even vehicles. The guy dreamed, and then he decided to go for the seat. The other candidate also. Now they become 3 candidates from one community. And at the other side, they'll bring also one strong candidate and 2
weak
pony candidates. You understand?
Decoys.
Decoys.
Yeah.
Who will, even they go to when you go to a counting of votes, you'll not get even his own vote.
It's
not there. Yes.
Amepata zero.
Amepata zero. Now, these are the games that have been going on in politics. I presume that it is not going to be in the next general election, on the presidential election. I think, Victor, you're getting me right.
I am.
Yes, I think you are getting... Because
but our constitution key was that.
No, let me tell you.
Because parliamentary is a simple majority.
No, I'm not talking about parliamentary. I'm talking on now the level of presidential seat.
Okay,
it's not. That's what I'm saying. Presidential is 50 plus 1.
Yes.
So now, it's not simple majority.
Now I'm coming to your point, Ambassador. In this case, when you say that if, as opposition, I'm presuming that you are not in the opposition, but you said that as we opposition.
No, I have not said that.
Okay.
I have not said
I withdraw.
It is in your mind.
I withdraw.
Where I stand,
I say
I am a professional and I stand there.
I say if they think of going to file one candidate as opposition, this arithmetic will come in, and Victor, take it into account. This arithmetic will come in. Another function will come in from within the opposition, who will disagree with the way of selecting their candidate.
Their candidate.
Yes.
An opposition within the opposition.
Yes, okay. And they will be funded.
We know.
No, just let me finish.
This is known because this is a known script. It's a known script.
Okay.
What I would say, Victor, let us not take our country like the elite are going to decide on what is going to prevail, who is going to become leader.
Yes.
Kenya has so many problems. We have talked about education financing. We have talked about health system. Procurement, you made a comment. I wanted to make a comment on the procurement. Procurement system is made, I don't know where it's cooked.
Tukimaliza.
Then it's thrown to us. It doesn't work. You know, university cannot procure anything. Right now, even medicine, our clinics are without medicine. We have to buy our own medicine. That because the procurement system doesn't work. Why should we be subject to this in the 21st century? Government cannot subject people to this.
What are we looking at? 10 seconds? Moving forward, 2027?
2027, the scorecard will be on performance.
Thank you.
And also on who is the most qualified. The integrity issues, let us go to Article 6 of our Constitution.
Thank you.
Chapter 6 of our Constitution, and ensure that the leaders that we have, because we have seen corruption is all over the place. Right. Robbery is going on across within the public coffers.
Thank you. Yeah. You talked about Chapter 6, Omwami. Moving forward.
And looking forward, I see some formations coming in and others breaking, and the alignment of 2027.
Thank you.
But what I know, if the president is thinking of a re-election,
yes,
and I'll go with this newspaper about the big scramble as Western and Nyanza just for DP job.
They're running.
This is where the game changer will be for the president.
So it requires a lot of arithmetics.
Yes.
It has always been a very big determinant. Who is the running mate of a presidential candidate, or even governor?
But that's what it determines the win. Which tribe becomes vice president?
In Kenya, we are still there, Prof. In Kenya, we are still there.
Dr. Richard Busire, who is the chair of WASU, he said that they're not going to class until they get their money. Doctor, you need to reconsider your position. Thank you so much.
We love our children.
But go to class.
Government love them too.
Ofula Mutacho. Asante sana Mwami.
Thank you very much.
It was coffee, it was not milk tea.
It was coffee. In Luya land, we don't take coffee, we take milk and tea.
But nevertheless, umemaliza kikombe. Hello.
Yeah.
Thank you so
much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we are crossing over to Radio Taifa Zinga. Dora Manyo will be handling the issue of e-procurement. I'm Victor Lo. Have a good morning. Enjoy your coffee.